on, y'all. Come on. They already squeezed me. Hello. Let's see. Trying to see if people gonna join. Dang, that art is pretty good. Never mind, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I said the art is pretty good, and it's so rough. It's all rich, man. Who?
Yeah, you felt two ways.
Bro. Dude, I have no contacts. Oh my God. Hello. Really?
Not so sure, but there are two.
Hey, Wes.
Now go for H, please. At least sure. There's supposed to do that in there. Okay, take an M. 500. 1 M.
Trying to see if other people gonna come on. I don't know.
Okay. Fine.
What's this?
You sound so upset. Wait.
Wait, did that actually say that? How about the the shirt?
500. Oh, please.
Dude. I feel like it's just me and you so far. Kind of.
You all of a sudden $10,500.
They have work shirtless. Yeah. What is this?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in.
So game day.
Didn't it?
Tuesdays were better. Even Mondays are
Didn't
better.
it twist someone
Sit down.
said something
Specific
about?
types of moderate severe asthma. It's not for separating problems. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days.
I was talking
Severe
about
allergic
like.
reactions, including
Okay,
skin
you know the
reactions
course,
and burn,
right?
get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing.
Yeah.
Your doctor right away if signs of
I
anything
thought-
muscles
I
like
thought-
rash, chest pain, or
I
some
think
shortness
Twisted
of breath,
Wonderland
common dark
had an
fluid,
article saying about like you can't.
tell your doctor if you're worsening symptoms, joining some pain, or if you're acidic infection. Don't change your style
You
of
know,
treatment
you're
without
waiting
talking to your doctor. Ask
No,
your
not
doctor
really
about
about
it.
forcing, but honestly, these are the. I mean,
All right, I'm about to get started, even if it's just me and you. I don't know if anybody else is coming or not.
Just had therapy appointment for inner child workout.
Thank you. I don't know. How's your week been so far? Mine's been busy.
Only pay for change.
With relentless speed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya, with rapid relief in 4 weeks. Many people experience remission in 1 and even 2 years. Some
This
saw
week was
100%
busy.
healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic
Um,
reactions and increased risk of infections and
What?
other problems may occur. Before
Busy,
treatment, your
I
doctor should check
had-
for infections and
I don't know. It was a
Tell your
long
doctor if
week.
you have an
It was
infection,
kind of
flu
crazy.
symptoms, or you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Tremfya now offers self-administration from the start.
Trying to stay focused. Yeah, me too. Sometimes it's hard. It's harder than others.
When your family feels protected under our roof, they're free to dream. And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at fm.com.
So yeah, looks like I got one person on Twitch too. I don't know who that is. But it's Friday the 13th.
When your family feels protected under our roof,
It's a good Friday the 13th.
and you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family
So we can get started. I don't know. It would just be me and you. If other people chime in, that's cool. But it's already almost
I will think about you.
it's like 8:50 almost. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, you ready to pop your shit tonight? Okay. Let's get started. Alrighty. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rooted Conversations. Before we begin tonight, I just want to set the tone clearly. This is not a gender war. This is not a blame session. This is not a space for disrespect. We speak from personal experience. We do not generalize entire groups. We do not weaponize statistics. We do not attack each other. Disagreement is allowed. Disrespect is not. If something challenges you tonight, pause before reacting. Lean into reflection instead of defense. And let's get started on tonight's conversation on why Black men and Black women sometimes struggle to connect in love and how we heal. So, this is about understanding, not winning. So, let's get rooted and let's get started. For everybody that's joining us, hey, cousin. I love you, cousin.
Anybody's game now. The categories never have I ever. I will start by calling a letter.
Thank you for joining.
No R. Alex, your turn. You know S. Paul.
All right. So before we talk about modern dating, we have to acknowledge history. So Black families have survived systems that required strength and endurance. Many of us were taught survival, not emotional literacy. Black men were often taught to be strong, provide, endure, and Black women were often taught to hold it down, be resilient, don't break. Those roles helped us survive, but survival doesn't always teach us softness. So let me ask you a question. Do you think survival roles still affect how we show up in relationships today? And people can chime in the chat. What else? Also, if you want to join the stage, I don't know if you all can see it, but there's a QR code in the corner. If you can scan it, you can join and I can add you to the stage. If not, I'm fine with just reading the comments in the corner as well. Or I can drop a link as well, which I'll just drop the link in the chat too, just in case somebody wants to join the stage. All right. I don't know if I can pin that comment back. So I pinned it just in case somebody wants to join. So you said outside interferences. Is that my question? No, not outside interferences. I said, do you think survival roles still affect how we show up in relationships today? That was the question. Do you think people are still in survival mode when it comes to relationships? You said somewhat. I would say yes. Survival roles still exist. People still using survival roles just to exist on as them being single by themselves. Families are. So were you taught emotional vulnerability growing up or just strength? I know I was taught strength.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back. But now
Absolutely. Ain't that right, Mel? We weren't taught vulnerability.
Most people achieve clear skin.
We was taught strength for sure.
Many were 100% black free. Many were completely clear, even at 5 years.
I was taught that from my mama, my daddy, my aunties. Like, they ain't show no weakness. I don't even think, when I sit and really think about it, I don't even think I ever seen my auntie cry. For real, for real. Or even my other auntie, I don't think I ever seen them cry. I definitely seen her, but got to be some, you know what? I ain't gonna say the curse word on here, but male feel me. That can be a gift and a curse. Definitely can be a gift and a curse. I feel that in my own life. For real, for real. Y'all, my mouse is acting up. Okay. So is being strong helping or hurting connections and modern relationships? I would say it hurts in modern relationships. Because sometimes you're trying to be so strong that you're not showing vulnerability to your partner. And then some men think if you that strong, you don't need me. You said, and people feel that others are looking to get over on them. Yeah, and I would think that's like a trust issue too. Not so much about being vulnerable, but if you got trust issues, you definitely gonna think somebody trying to get over. Like you're not really gonna trust anybody.
And thanks to Chewy's licensed pharmacists, Mom knows these are quality meds for quality boy. Bruno knows it's
So
great prices for life with pets. There's Chewy Pharmacy.
So if we learn survival first, how does that show up emotionally? So many women may say, I want emotional presence. Many men will hear that they're not enough. Many men withdraw. Many women escalate, and the cycle continues. So let's talk about that for a minute. When you communicate your needs, do you feel like you're being heard all the time with your spouse? So Wes said strong and word don't go together. Strong and the word woman don't go together. He said, what man wants something strong beside his drink? I mean, I'm sure you want her to be somewhat strong. You don't want her to always depend on you for every single thing, right? Or do you? Mel said no. Yeah, I sometimes as a female don't feel like when I communicate my needs, I feel like I'm being heard either. And men feel the same way, it seems like. So where do you think that started? Like, where do you think it's like men and women have two ways of communication. I feel like men are very, very basic though. Like, y'all don't see a lot of stuff. Like, women, we more complicated. We ask more questions. We want more clarity. Whereas I feel like y'all just not saying like y'all ignore it, but it just doesn't seem like it's as important to y'all as it is for us a lot of times. And then that can create conflict. So during conflict, do you escalate the conversation or do you withdraw? Like, I feel like, what did you say? So he said, no time to communicate. That's the problem. Life be life. Yeah, true that. Male, some men are not good. Are not good communicators. I feel like some men think you can read their mind, or they feel like since they've been with you for so long that you just automatically know what they feeling or what they know. Diffuse the situation. Yeah. So you try to diffuse the situation, Wes? I don't know. Me and you done had some talks before, and I don't know. You don't seem like a diffusing type. If it's something that you feel strongly about. I don't know. I don't know. Talking about you a diffuser. I ain't buying it. We done got into an argument about tater chips before. No, I'm just playing. Oh.
Opens the store. Starts walking towards this.
What makes you feel emotionally safe during a disagreement? So if you having a disagreement with your spouse, like what makes you feel safe?
The 911 call came in at 5:54 in the morning.
See, this is why arguments happen. Wes gonna say the truth is what I say it is. See, nah. You gonna get shut down every time. Ain't nobody buying that. I cannot see who I am. Okay. He crazy. He is really crazy. For real, for real. Talking about the truth is what he say it is. Boy, bye. So what makes you feel emotionally safe during a disagreement? Like, is it that at the end of that disagreement, even if y'all don't agree, that it ends with love? Or because I feel like sometimes most conflicts don't end in love. Like either the other person's still real mad, or like I feel like men, y'all always do y'all feel safe in an argument, Wes? When you in a disagreement with a partner, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe to express how you feel? Or do you feel like you have to like withhold what you want to say just to keep the peace? Because I've heard men say that too, that sometimes they just, yes, that you just withhold to keep the peace instead of really expressing how you feel. I don't disrespect. But I wouldn't say that's a sign of disrespect if you don't agree. I mean, I feel like you should tell that person how you feel, because I feel like a lot of time men, y'all don't really express how y'all feel. Like y'all keep stuff tucked away. But then if there's a problem, like that same situation will come up later in an argument. You will lie? Why? That's not good. That you too, man? For real? Maybe that's why I ain't married, because I don't be holding back. I have to get it off my chest. Now, I'm not gonna say that I've never held back just so that to kind of diffuse the situation. I have, but If a woman feels you're weak, the respect is gone. I don't think that's true. I don't know. I guess it depends on the female. I can't say that.
In the area, when they extinguished the fire, that's when it changed.
The key word is peace sake. Just trying to keep the peace.
I know. I'm sorry.
So do you think men and women interpret tone differently? Like in a disagreement, do you think the tone is interpreted different? Who wants drama? My mouth could get very yeah. Whew, I know mine can. So he said, so you said no, you don't think men and women interpret tone differently? Are you saying no to that, Wes? Just clarify for me. Because I think men and women, I know I have interpreted tone, or I feel like I've interpreted, and then the person will be like, no, that ain't the way I felt. And I'll be like, yeah, right. So, yes. Okay. I was going to say, because I most definitely think a lot of arguments be because tone is interpreted wrong. So when you're in a disagreement, what do you feel like we're protecting? Are we protecting the connection, or are we protecting our pride in the situation? Like, we feel too prideful to be honest to that person and tell them how we feel. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can get slick mouth. I know I can. I know my mouth can cut like a knife. But do you think that I feel like sometimes some men be so prideful that they just don't express their emotions because they want to be prideful. Instead of just being vulnerable and not realizing that their vulnerability could diffuse the argument as well, or at least show how they feel. See, you petty. This man, oh my God, Mel, do you hear him? He talking about a woman can have a slick mouth, and then I get to talking about her there. You is petty. You are petty. You are so petty. For real. See, that's the reason. You the reason why. For real. Why would you do that? So let's talk about lived experiences. Like, I don't know, Wes, can you think of an argument? What Mel say? He said they don't want it with me. Oh my God. Them fight words now, whole domestic. For real. Talk about some dead relatives. Boy, you gonna get beat up. Eye black, all that. He talk about that would end the conversation instantly. No, it's gonna get your, you know what? I ain't gonna say those curse words on here instantly. Talking about dead relatives, you gonna get somebody beat up. or you gonna get beat up. That's what's gonna happen. See you fight. I see now you weaponize when you argue. You be trying to go for blood. For real. And that is not nice. So Black women have historically carried, what do you say? Yeah, see, you wrong. You petty. Black women have historically carried emotional labor in families and communities. Strength is always praised, but strength without rest becomes exhaustion. For the women in the room, do you feel pressure to always be strong? Yes, I do. Definitely feel pressure to be strong. What's crazy is, as a kid, I didn't really say that I really started enjoying naps, honestly, until I was an adult. Because my mama would be like, what you sleeping for? You got this to do. You could be making your bed. You can go clean your room. You can go to the grocery store for me. You could do this. Like, literally, I didn't know how to rest until I literally got grown on my own. I don't think I really even started taking like real naps until I was out of my mama's house, because that's the way she was taught too. Like, even when I can remember being pregnant with my son and she coming in there talking about, why you sleep? I'm asleep because I'm pregnant. But it was like, if I didn't always constantly have something to do, it's like, ain't no sleeping, ain't no naps. So for me, naps wasn't a thing until I moved out on my own. And Mel, you was the same way, I already know. So Wes, what you like growing up? Were you ever able to like to know what it was to like relax? Because for women, that wasn't a thing. I feel like we always feel pressure to be strong. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm emotionally supported, depending on who it is. So, Mel, do you ever feel safe expressing softness, or do you stay guarded? For me, it depends on the person. It depends on the person, as if I feel like I can express my softness. But most of the time, staying guarded. I don't know if I'm really guarded.
And you have to make your own song too, so it's really nice.
I don't know. Maybe I am somewhat guarded, but I do feel like I do express softness to the people that I feel like I can't express it to. Put it like that. Not everybody, I feel, can get that side of Queef. But I had a place a piece to go. What do you mean had a place a piece to go? Mel, you stay guarded. You said I am? Oh yeah, I'm guarded to certain people. Yes, I am. Yeah. I stay guarded. Me too, Mel, on certain things, because I feel like sometimes I feel like this. As a Black woman, we always if we show softness, then we weak. If we tough, then we too hard. We act like we don't need nobody. It's like we are never in a win-win situation, no matter what we do. No matter how we act, if we nice, we get ran over. If we mean, then we too hard. It's just always something when it comes to Black women and their feelings. For real. It's like it's hard for us to show vulnerability because when we do, we get walked over.
Yeah.
I know that it's in the flat station.
Yeah, and you can kind of yeah, I'm for real. Like when Malcolm X said Black women are the most disrespected women on the planet, that's true. Because for us, it's hard for us to show vulnerability. People think we just cold or hard, but if we have to be strong all our life, how else are we going to act? Because I can say from childhood, yes, we were always praised to be strong, independent, resilient, self-sufficient. And if you think about like in history too, Black women had to survive enslavement, Jim Crow laws, generational trauma, economic hardships, caretaking roles in families. They had to be the man and the woman if they were in a single parent household. So survival never left, like it never leaves. Like we're always in survival mode.
And she looks like she is.
Mel says soft girl era out the window. Never was taught to be submissive. Now that, yes. Yeah. Because most of the women that we seen was always showing strength. They never because even when I think about like Mel, even when I think about like Auntie Bernice, she, even though she was with somebody, I feel like she wasn't. She might have been submissive, but she didn't like show it. If that makes sense. Yeah, Wes, we wasn't taught to be submissive. Mm-mm. We had to learn that. For real, for real.
But my girls made me get checked out, and it made such a difference. Turns out,
I know.
And then I feel like a lot of reasons why Black women feel like vulnerability feels unsafe because it can be looked at as weakness or like it's exposure, or it will always be used against us for sure. Then depending on your situation, you always have to be the strong one in the family. I know I definitely have. What's crazy is I have an older brother. I'm really the middle child. But I've always been the strong one out of everybody. Both of my siblings. I can't depend on them at all. So yeah, I feel that. And it seemed like it's always a double standard with us. Like we expected to carry everything. We criticize if we show emotion. We're sexualized and not protected. We're valued when we showing labor, but then when we showing softness, we not valued. We weak. We making excuses. So yeah, I feel like we are always in survival mode. And it is sad. But that's kind of how it's been for me, I feel like as a Black woman. Shoot, you don't even be feeling emotionally safe with supposed friends. So how you gonna feel that with a man? Like, she said, I'm the baby and I don't feel like. Nope. Because we was always taught to be responsible. We always had to be responsible for everything. When I think I first learned how to like pay a bill, and when I was like 13 years old, like, yeah. So for the men listening, we're gonna switch it over to y'all. What do you believe Black women need most emotionally? Wes, I think you're the only man on the chat. So what do you believe Black women need most emotionally from your point of view? We want a man's point of
As
view.
police are investigating the charred remains of this SUV that seems to have just driven off into the snowy ravine, they're trying to figure out whose body is inside. At this point, the Schwab children are both accounted for, but the parents, James and Ashley,
I don't see you comment, Wes. You lost now? You quiet?
And they told us that she didn't show up for work that morning.
so that's an ominous sign.
So we're like, okay, she's missing. He wasn't at home. They contacted his fire service and he wasn't working the day.
Reassurance.
He works with the Brampton Fire Department, and they to get through to
What we need reassurance on?
So she rings him up. He's not picking up, and so she starts to worry, like there's been a terrible accident. Maybe James is dead.
The detectives need to answer that question. And
They have to
James has a
know
part-time
they are
job
not
inside a
alone.
repair shop.
I agree.
So basically, I don't know.
I agree. That's so important. I don't even think men realize if we just knew that,
You know,
we'll be 100 times better.
Oh my God. This is my favorite part.
confused him that his wife was like.
Do you think strength is sometimes misunderstood?
He was emotionally distraught.
I found my favorite part.
We are in a race together.
Felt very bad for him.
We are, but I don't feel like a lot of times we treat it that way. I feel like sometimes y'all treat us like we're a separate entity from y'all. Not that we won. Like,
Should ever have to take.
that we not protected. And that would go for the people who wasn't taught either. Because I feel like some people just wasn't taught certain things either, but they shouldn't be treated badly because they don't know, because they lack knowledge.
Looked at my phone. And he said, someone today. And I said, okay, who? And he said, who? I mean, I don't know. It was the first thing I've ever heard in my life.
Trust issues is the problem. But I think that's men and women that have trust issues. But if you,
We don't know if
as a man, do you ever try to figure out why that woman may have trust issues? Or have you been the blame of those trust issues sometimes?
2 days after the crash, the police asked Ashley's husband James to come
Let me
into
see if he gonna take responsibility.
The Schwab children are both accounted.
it was really a conversation to him. James, tell me what happened.
Hey, Damon. At times, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad that you admitting it because some men wouldn't admit that.
she wanted to do this at 5 in the morning. But she didn't make it. She
But I feel like if more black men loved on black women and just kind of be a little bit softer with the approach.
He explained that he needed to take the dog for a long walk. because
Men are different kinds of
he'd
thinkers
be
for
left
sure.
alone all day because he was going to his part-time job.
For sure, y'all are.
Came back.
And I think
He
sometimes
seems
we
entirely distraught and emotional.
we so complicated that we think y'all complicated. But a lot of times y'all just want like the simple things.
Take me through
But I do feel like I don't know if that's from
when you say work.
like generations going up after the people who was the teachers, like the grandmas, the great grandmas, once they died off, that people not learning certain things, and so they don't know how to be wise. We hate to be second guessed.
Imploring her to go get gas for his snow.
Damon, tap in the chat. Do you hate to be second guessed as a man?
She was tired and she
I need your feedback. We got 2 men on the line.
And ordered food. Might say working on you. Anything I do. Just a snowstorm. Do you know if she's supposed to meet anybody? So she
Okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead and move to black men's emotional realities. So black men often grow up with enormous pressure to provide, pressure to suppress emotions, pressure to succeed. So for the men that is on the live, were you taught how to express your emotions growing up?
Remember those photos? The ones that show footprints in the snow. They're the story. One that police say confirms that Ashley is not alone.
Were you to express your emotions growing up?
It's pretty cool in my story too. Type 2 diabetes. Too well. The Giants. Once they told the Lord on B1C, it works 24/7.
So Wes said no. So because you wasn't taught to express your emotions growing up, do you think that reflected in your relationships? Like, how did you learn to start expressing your emotions as a man? I was taught don't be sitting around crying like a... No, I know a lot of men was taught that, but then when did you learn that it's okay to express your emotions? Or do you still not do that? Do you still suppress your emotions? You still don't. Wow. So when you withdraw in relationships, what usually happens internally? Like when you withdraw, like what happens? Do you just stay in your own zone? Like you're emotionless. That's not good. I mean, because you got feelings too, so you should be able to express how you feel. You shouldn't say you're emotionless. So that means when you're vulnerable, do you feel safe or do you not feel safe when you're vulnerable? What you say? I don't give a. What's that supposed to be? Jam about it? So the question was for women, but I don't know if any women still on the line or not. But it says, do you think men, what makes it easier for you to receive male vulnerability? It makes me, I can respond. So it makes me, what makes it easier for me to receive male vulnerability? It's by them being vulnerable. Like, I feel like I'm in touch with my emotions enough that I try not to judge.
He had a video from his home surveillance system showing him keeping.
What's that supposed to mean, Wes? Is that she or what's that? What's the dollar sign mean?
He told us where he went. He showed us the map of where he placed the trip. So just walk away through.
And then the next question I was gonna ask the women was, do you think men are allowed to fail emotionally without being judged? Money gets them. Oh my God. Money does not get them. So do I think men are allowed to fail emotionally without being judged?
And he was able to show also to show video.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that. I don't think men are allowed to fail emotionally without being judged. And here's why I say that. Because men have been socially conditioned around emotions. So if you think about from a young age, many boys are taught, man up, don't cry, be strong, handle it like a G. So when men struggle emotionally with anxiety, heartbreak, depression, insecurity, any of that, then it's labeled as a weakness. It's labeled that they're immature or unstable or they're not masculine enough. And this can come from men in the family. It can come from the culture that the family set, the media. Like, it's so many different outlets that make it seem, like how you said before, Wes, when you commented, that it's looked at like you a bitch. So I can see the double standards with men too. Like, men are expected to provide, protect, lead, stay calm under pressure. But when y'all do break down or you feel overwhelmed or you express fear or admit that you don't know how to do something or you don't know what to do in a situation, it can shift. So some women say they want men to be emotionally vulnerable, but then when that happens, women struggle with it, and then it kind of looks like, you know what I'm saying? It could be interpreted as you acting like a bitch.
Those
That's the
are
only
things that
word
he
I could think
texted
of.
her to
So-
the day before, right?
I mean, I know.
And then some men say they want to express their feelings, but and Wes, I think this apply to you a little bit. Some men say they want to express their feelings, but only if it doesn't cost them respect.
There's so many bad stuff. It's hard.
Another text.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say yes to that.
I have vertigo. I'm gonna rush home and try to do it and work out basically.
Actually had this inner ear problem.
She would feel dizzy, off
But
balance,
that's why I
to her
think-
stomach. She took medication for it and it would come and go. And her husband made a point of that. Oh, she had, go and that may be why she crashed. Could have been.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
The
yes.
text continues. I feel
Yes, exactly.
And she got from home. And when he got back, she wasn't there.
like the 2.5-hour interview.
Yeah, so then a lot of men don't feel emotionally safe to express their feelings because they feel like it's gonna cost them their respect. So, and then they look like they're failing emotionally in the public eye. So they, like you said, they just keep it to themselves.
We're left with we have a body of a car that's been burned. We have
So-
a grieving husband. We have some interesting text messages.
So there's also a difference,
that he showed us.
though, with being emotionally vulnerable and emotionally irresponsible.
It looks like
So struggling,
you're
it happens with all humans, whether you male or female. But when you refuse to grow, try to regulate or heal, then that's another issue. That's emotional irresponsibility because you just keep on being the same and no change.
It's extremely key. It's going
to tell us
how she does.
I just feel like men should be allowed to feel a certain way. They should be able to cry. They should be able to ask for help. They should be able to process trauma, and accountability still is the same. Because that's what you want them to be. But if it's looked at like they a punk or something like that, then they never truly learn how to be emotionally vulnerable. So I think the problem with like, especially in the Black community, we don't give anyone room to fail emotionally. Black women are expected to be strong. Men are expected to be stoic. Everyone is expected to perform stability. And when someone falls apart, we often judge them instead of supporting them. So do you think men are judged more harshly for emotional failures, or do you think women lose attraction when men show emotional weakness?
Maybe don't get me started.
The same. True. But do you think men are judged more harshly for emotional failures, Wes, or do you think women lose attraction when men show emotional weakness?
Stick with good dental care. Need to look sharp. But even if we take care of our teeth, we can still get no. Please don't say a big dental bill. That's why dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company is important. Now, this isn't a discount or preventive only coverage. It helps pay for over 400 procedures like cleanings, fillings.
So Wes said, "What women want a weak man?" But why is that considered weak when a man show his emotions? Why is that considered weak?
This dental insurance helps you pay for routine care and expensive major procedures, all with no deductibles and no annual access.
And then Michelle said both.
Why pay more for
A
dental
man
care?
has to appear strong even if he's not. But is that really helpful though? Because it's like you putting on facade for the woman, and then you can like take out your emotions on her because she don't know that you feeling some type of way. It's unmanly.
He was underestimating you. They will need to see.
We get him.
It's unmanly. I don't think it's unmanly because then what is emotional safety look like for me? Like, if it's looked at as unmanly, then when is it safe for a man to express his emotions? Because we gonna express ours. Trust. We gonna say how we feel.
We went to the sun. And then got up. We see all black and all the trees and pine.
I just feel like as females, like,
how does a car get on fire?
or just remember that vulnerability requires safety, whether it's a man or the female. We can't demand it ourselves and punish it at the same time if you need it as a man. Men learn at a young age to ignore his emotions, but is that always a good thing? Because eventually you're not going to be able to do that, or you may suffer in silence. Michelle said it's society that makes it seem like Black men are weak if they show emotions. Yes, men are taught to be strong, women are taught to be with a strong man. True that.
You can see it. Yeah, no, the birch.
But you can still see the bird
Every
trees.
day, brick.
And Michelle, just to chime in, because I think you just had jumped in, but I had said that earlier in the conversation. I was just like, Black men often grow up with enormous pressure, like pressure to provide, pressure to suppress their emotions, pressure to succeed,
Once the emergency that car out of the ditch, they send it
but
to
never
someone
pressure
where
to show vulnerability.
psychologists can take a look at the body and try to figure out, who is this?
If he
and
wants to
what-
survive in this world.
How key is the forensics lab?
It's extremely key. It's going to tell us how she died.
The Center for Forensic Sciences is a multidisciplinary forensic laboratory in the province of Ontario.
So what do you think? Just think about this day and time and age that we living in right now.
6,500 autopsies a year.
What
People that got suddenly and unexpectedly.
do you think the culture is teaching us right now? Like, what do you think this culture is teaching young men and women in this day and time?
Bring the guard here, we have to put in the extra day to extricate the body. Because you have to remember, when a body comes from fire, the body can fracture from the fire. Heat effects. And the reason why I'm asking is because I feel like social media amplifies conflict, right? It wants to show high value, and then in another, like, it may show submission or soft life, or men ain't shit, or women ain't shit, or women always do this. So what do you think the culture is teaching us right now? Somewhat suspicious.
You saying to be weak? You think the culture is teaching men to be weak, or men and women?
If there was any trace of gasoline in the lungs.
So I was a scientific advisor that particular week. There were 2 separate submissions, fire debris that was collected from the car, and Dr. Bellis was requesting to submit the lungs of the deceased. So this is a mock-up of the evidence that we received, and Jasmine's going to show you.
Michelle say yes. I'm just chiming in. So true what you said earlier. If a Black woman sees that a Black man is vulnerable, then she considers him weak. Yes, we couldn't come home and say we were getting bullied.
Similar for
deadly
Yeah.
items as it is for the lungs.
The culture is
And
not
for
teaching us
already
anything.
with residues present in post-debris items, they're also gonna be
That's a good
present in
point.
the airspace above the debris. The liquids are any liquids that are capable of fueling fire, and one example of which would be gasoline.
But and West, to go just chime back in with what you said, we couldn't come home and say we bullied. That go for women too. I know I was taught that. But like in the past, I feel like we had our grandmothers or some family figure teaching us, whereas now these kids, like, the culture is not teaching them nothing. And so do you feel like social media has shaped your expectations in dating?
You can see a gasoline here, which has a very distinctive. Essentially, the result.
I don't know about me. I don't feel like social media has shaped my expectations in dating because I rather talk, like, I know a lot of people do like internet dating. That's never been a thing for me personally. I want to see you in your face and go on a date and have a conversation and look you in your eye and not talk to people through chat all the time, so that I can kind of get a good generalization of what type of person you are. So for me personally, I don't think social media shaped my expectations in dating.
Police are awaiting the final results of the autopsy. When the call came in the evening after the crash. It's
How to wear purses, dyeing hair, and wearing skinny jeans. That's what you feel like the culture teaches. Oh, Michelle said kids don't want to learn now. They don't want to listen to the older generation, and grandmas are very young now. So grandmas rather than grandkids. Oh, then rather to be a grandma, basically they being their grandkids' friends. Yes. Yeah, it's a different world out here. For sure.
Good luck being your crew product, $20 these days. But hang on, Domino's hit the streets with their perfect combo: 2 medium one-topping pizzas and 2 flavors.
So do you think that we are learning love from real life or from algorithms on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter?
Imagine that Fresh Feet Day could become Fresh Feet Week. With Daily April Fresh, you can climb into more freshness.
Like, what narratives do y'all think we need to shift in order to get Black women and Black men back loving each other? Or do you think it's just a lost? Love is an inner thing. True. An inner thought.
That works from the inside. Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com/net.
So what do you think we need to do to get Black men and Black women loving each other again? The generation now is looking at social media for guidance on what's the right thing to do. It's not right because it's not teaching the foundation of love. True. Too much outside interference. And then it's a lot of single people right now. Like, a lot of couples aren't highlighted like they should be, or like taken into consideration.
I've got this little bike. Create a video with a souped up model.
We can do that. We're gonna do it. It's a better deal today. You're not-
Keep people out your business. But what if you could teach one? If you in a healthy relationship, because I feel like too back in the day, like when it used to be that people would pull your card. Like back in the day, people checked each other on how they acted, and like uncles was really uncles. Whereas now, it's not that. Most people don't be happy for you. Hold on. I ain't want my laptop to go out on y'all. Most people don't be happy for you. I don't know. I love to see people in love, like in real love.
Jamie and the kids. And it was a week ago.
But what narratives do you think need to shift in the Black community?
What happened?
Like, I feel like, but what I will say is,
And then I-
for some of the younger generation, I feel like I see a lot. Like, I think about
But it must have been total grief and shock and horror. I mean, I don't.
my sons, like, they do a really good job in their relationships when they made it cool to be a.
Like, what can I do when you take
What that mean? When they made it cool to be a effing nigga? I don't know what that is.
But that's Jamie. Let's get away from that morning house and let's have a fun day.
It was bizarre because I didn't see him cry.
I mean, dating is scary right now.
At least not.
For real, for real. Like, I feel like people need background checks. For real. I mean, you see on TV how people coming up missing, going on dates. Like, it's scary. And I think it's because they meet these people online instead of meeting with them in person and actually giving them a real thorough, like, look over. Like, dating today is scary.
Calling this morning. It's not sitting well with me today. Anyway, we can do a wellness check.
And the good Samaritan making that call is the element.
So I just want to move to another part of the segment that I wanted to talk about. So healing doesn't start with finding a perfect partner. I think people are trying to like find this perfect person, and you got to meet people where they at. I don't know. That's what I've been deciding to do. I don't want you to fake who you are. I don't want you to put on some type of show thinking that's what I want. Like, don't show me your best side. Just show up as you. Because that's going to let me know if I want to fool with you or not. Like, I don't got time to meet nobody's representative.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, that's right.
Police from friends and family. What was the situation like between James and Ashley? Were they happy? Were they loving? Was there infidelity?
So when you think about like your dating life in the past and now, what's one relationship pattern that you had to unlearn? Like what's one relationship pattern that you had to unlearn? Like maybe a mistake that you was making in all your relationships.
So you knew there were cracks. Yeah. In the facade. Yeah. I mean, but they were working through things and okay.
But then there's one thing that really sort of shakes through.
Sisters say I'm all in love from your supply. too late to say that was wrong.
And that was one of the last texts I got from her. It's very profound. The lyrics. What comes to your mind when you think that? Heartbreak.
There was a lot of trouble in paradise.
Confide in you. Just as detectives are starting to piece together the Jamal's past, and he came up to. It's hard to grasp and understand what we were hearing.
How it did actually show up and end up dead on the bottom of that embankment in her car, charged beyond.
It was her body that yielded all its clues.
It was part of
I mean, just the whole investigation.
my alarm bells.
It's almost something you see in a movie.
What's one relationship pattern that you think you will unlearn? I think for me, what was one relationship pattern that I had to unlearn? I think what was one relationship pattern that I had to unlearn?
For those with depression,
Maybe for me not to be so trusting.
can help you let in the light, providing greater relief from
Um,
than an antidepressant alone. And unlike some medications, life is also proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar
People could
1
let their
and
guard
depression.
down a little bit.
Elderly dementia patients
Yeah.
have increased risk of death or
But I feel like I try to give everybody their own level of their own clean slate. I try not to judge people by other experiences I've had. But at the same time, because it's hard for me as a person, me generally, to like mistreat somebody or treat them different or whatever. So I come into things trying to treat people with their own slate until you do something to like mess that up. Like I can't blame that person for somebody else's actions. I can only control my actions.
You can read what the caller is saying. It's easy to understand.
So I guess maybe for me to stop being so trusting.
There is no insurance for Medicare required. The service is provided at no cost to you.
And then, are you emotionally ready for the love you say you want? Because a lot of us out here say, oh, we want this, we want that, but are we really emotionally ready for the love we say we want? Or have you found out once you got in a relationship, like, oh, I thought I wanted this, or I thought it was going to be this way, and then it ended up being like totally different than what we thought it was going to be, or how we thought it was going to turn out to be.
Unlike Tylenol and Adderall, all types of really
There's your world, and there's mine.
That's the key. We don't look at ourselves to determine if we're ready. Okay.
yeah, I'm okay.
Hey, Brian, thank you for joining.
I think I just figured it out.
We saw the mystery of what to watch. Great. It's Tuesday, Blues Day. The episodes of Real Trick.
So I said if it seems too good to be true, then it maybe is. Then Brian said we don't know how to be real with ourselves. I can feel that. I can feel that one most definitely. What Brian said, that we're not being real with ourselves. So do you think we living in Like some fairy tale, like we're looking for some type of fairy tale relationship. Michelle said you have to establish honest communication in the beginning of your relationship in order to be ready.
Unanswered questions about it.
That's good
One of the
advice.
questions was, why that early morning fire was so hard
Who
to
was
put
there?
out?
Yes, most are.
It was approximately a 9-minute response for us.
Yeah, you definitely have to trust the person. Do y'all find that people like have these expectations or say what they want and they really don't know what they want? Like, so Brian said, yes, we are, as a society look too much for others' approval. That part.
Under an expert's microscope to see what was going on.
That part right there.
The forensic pathologist takes
That part. That's for sure.
and she's
Keep that one on the screen for a minute.
is this actually dead body by
Because
fire?
that one is so real. We look to society for other people's approval.
So they could be examined.
Yeah, and most of the time, them people ain't in your relationship. So
I was able to identify gas.
most can't handle honesty.
Samples that came from the vehicle, including the sock that came from the deceased, but the lungs themselves came back negative.
I don't know. I think some people can handle honesty. It's just to what extent of what they're willing to accept.
At the time of the gas leak.
Some people may not. They could accept your honesty, but that don't mean that they gonna tolerate it
Dr. Bellis has another
if it's a good or a bad thing.
The alarm bells went off. There was no soot in the airway, which indicated that she was dead before the fire started. The body is dead.
So what do you feel like accountability looks like in love? Like, what does accountability look like when you're in love with somebody?
There's no evidence of natural disease to indicate she died from natural causes and was dead before the fire because of something naturally killing her. At the front of the neck, the windpipe, certain cartilage, and there were hemorrhagic fractures of those cartilages. So it indicated that she was alive at the time that there was pressure put on her.
I attended the
So I feel like accountability in love
The pathologist asked to speak in the assigned room.
isn't always about blaming the other people. Sometimes you have to look internally, and sometimes it's about owning about our own ownership. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the whole aspect of the
sometimes we may say something that offends somebody and we didn't realize that we hurt their feelings and not even want to take ownership for how we made that person feel, or just being real accountable, especially if we know we did something wrong to that person.
She explained
Admitting that you have flaws.
that can be broken as a result
Yeah.
of manual
Brian said the
strangulation.
internet has dumbed us down. Do we really understand what accountability is first? So what would you say your definition of accountability would be, Brian?
I can't even describe what a loss that was. And then finding it out. I mean, you know, you say.
Because I feel like accountability is just admitting,
That wasn't. But
like ownership, like owning your shit, like admitting that you not perfect, like
just her presence.
It's not an accident. This is a homicide that changes our focus. What happened to make it a homicide? What are the
because in my eyes, love without change is manipulation.
Detectives have to re-examine everything through the lens of a homicide, including those.
So if
pictures.
you know you got certain patterns, you need to change them. You need to go heal, figure out what that is. Be consistent in what you say you gonna do over time, not just say something that you think somebody want to hear. Because an apology without changed behavior is just basically you trying to maintain emotional
what they
emotional maintenance for that person. Like you're not really doing nothing to change.
It wasn't skating out of control. It was
Michelle said, but some people feelings are hurt because they don't want to hear the truth. True that.
The keyword there, control box. It
True
didn't
that.
just spin control box, but broke down.
From the get-go, detectives were trying to figure out why the car burst into flames in the first place. Yeah, there were those gas cans in the back. But don't forget, James.
And that's regulating themselves for real.
Gas with a snowblower. There was a
That's
lot
part of being emotionally
It was
mature.
super hot. Yes, and conveniently, the one window, the driver's side window was down to add fuel to the fire.
And a lot of people ain't emotionally mature.
For the vehicle to sustain.
But first, that means when you're wrong or right, and being able to accept things for what they are when you can admit you're not in control.
Before the fire was able to take over the entire vehicle.
There were gas stations
Yes.
in the back of the car, but you also recover a lot.
I don't know how many black women want to be in control of the relationship too.
Process it, but like when it was cleaned off, it was tilted. It had his initials right on it. JWS. Those are James Schwab's initials.
Because some people
What's your reaction?
want to control the situation because they've been hurt before. So they feel like controlling the situation may stop them from being hurt.
Great explanation for how that fire got started with him being able to have some distance. I know the lighter sounds.
Yeah, all of that.
Wow, this is like this is a slap on case. Well, it is his car and it is his lighter, so it's property in the car. That does not make it a slap.
So would you say that accountability, this is my description of what accountability is not. It's not about control. It's not about perfection. It's not about self-shaming. It's not accepting disrespect, but ownership.
James also
It's
had
about
when Ashley's car
owning
pulled
your
off,
truth.
He was on the other side of town walking the dog and offered video to prove it.
Police have discovered.
And I think accountability sometimes for people are hard. It's hard because it feels like threatening to people who equate accountability, like who equate being wrong with being unworthy. Like just because you're being wrong doesn't mean that you're not worthy.
So game days. Girls' days are better. Even Mondays are better.
That means you shouldn't be bringing in old luggage into a relationship. True.
Some people felt their asthma symptoms improved as little as 3 days.
Definitely true.
Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark colored urine, or numbness in legs.
Yes.
Worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking.
So Michelle said in the younger generation, the women want to control the relationship. The older women who want to be young want to control the relationship.
So important to me. Ethos lets you get life insurance in minutes, 100% online, no medical exam.
Check your price today at ethos.com.
Little meal, saucy chicken wrap. That's like you say, for just $7.99 each. Let's Asiago. Asiago bagel snacks are dead.
So do you think accountability is harder for people who never felt emotionally safe growing up, like in their childhood?
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use a Brake plug-in. It has a microchip that alternates between 2 cents for fine odors and for fine for 50 days. Try the Brake Plus. Whole grain wafers.
Because I think some people think if they hold themselves accountable,
Delicious.
I'm trying to stretch my money.
that they're a bad person. Because it doesn't mean that you're a bad person just because you hold yourself accountable. It's that you made a mistake and you learning from it.
love my work caring for people. I assist women who struggle with
and also learning that repairing that, like learning accountability and learning to be accountable strengthens the connection with somebody. It shouldn't abandon that, because it's showing that you're showing up for your feelings and wanting to be there with that person.
This external system uses a soft, flexible way placed outside the body.
And then sometimes you don't gotta react right away being accountable. You might have to sit with it a little bit and kind of stew over it or whatever, and then realize that you're the wrong person, and then admitting your wrongs and being accountable. Because accountability should make you feel safe. It should make you feel relieved. You shouldn't feel defensive or ashamed. You shouldn't be scared to lose that person if you want to be accountable. Like, you should feel vulnerable to do that. Yeah. So how do you think, how do we create, because I feel like we need a lot of work with this. How do we create emotional safety without losing individuality?
The little things will tell you.
Because I feel like emotional safety is that you can express yourself without fear. You can disagree without punishing yourself. You can have needs without feeling shameful for how you feel. You can be imperfect. That doesn't mean somebody's just going to discard you or throw you away like you yesterday's garbage. And then, like, individuality is that you still have your own thoughts, and that you don't have to shrink yourselves in order to keep the peace. Because I feel like love shouldn't be a performance. It should be like how you feel.
That she felt sad and lonely after she and James took full time, which is 2 hours away from her loved ones in Toronto.
And then just a final reflective question. So what is one thing you want the opposite gender, whether you male or female, on the live, what is one thing you want the opposite gender to understand about you without attacking? So men, what's one thing you want women to understand about y'all? And then women, what is one thing you want men to understand about y'all without attacking each other?
Ashley's friends and family say she was unhappy in marriage and she began to find affection elsewhere.
And this when Ashley starts a new job, and she is the boss, a guy named Steve. And, you know, there's an attraction there. She's married, of course, but they spend a lot of time together. Steve is married too. So it's not just Ashley. Steve is also cheating on his wife here.
And she said,
So Wes said we are not your enemies.
with the marriage.
Aww.
It was a weak moment. And now that I look at it, it was just so stupid.
This past affair was something that we were already aware of, even as they're interviewing James.
we had some information, obviously, that there had been an affair and the troubles that had caused. We were,
And I think, just from a woman's perspective, like, I just don't want a black man thinking that, like, I'm trying to compete with them. because I feel like some people think that like it's not that we trying to compete. We just want to feel emotionally considered at times. Or like if I bring up something, I don't want the black man feeling like I'm attacking them just because I'm bringing a point to them. Or if I'm emotional, I'm not being dramatic. I'm just expressing how I feel.
Actually, his loved ones
What's
say
another
that
thing I could
ultimatum
say?
could not have come at a worse time.
We celebrated our 40th days.
And that if I'm asking for consistency, I'm not trying to control you. I just want you to be consistent in what you're saying and what you're doing. I feel like sometimes in relationships, I don't know if this is a thing of them or of men just showing up as their representative, but whatever you start, continue being consistent with that.
Is at the beach with their kids.
Like,
Steve's wife called Ashley with that man.
don't feel like you gotta perform or be some extraordinary person to draw that women in.
Kids, when AJ told Jamie what happened, and he went off.
How can I get him on my live?
I'll never forget that. His range. It was a very cold, chilly week in Nassau, Bahamas.
James,
You mean like on the
that's a decision to
stage?
make. You know, he's been cheated on. Is he going to say that's it? It's the end?
Michelle, are you talking about on the stage?
No, he says, let's try to make this work. Let's try to patch things up. We'll go to therapy. We'll figure this out.
Because it's a link
Really was that
in the notes
not get over
if he wants to get on the stage, or I can send it to you.
months later,
Okay.
still looking for
I can send you that
social
link.
situations about what happened. Clearly, he couldn't let go.
Hold on.
James's demeanor starts to shift. At work, he's a little more moody. He's sort of condescending.
Let me
to
see
his
if I can
juniors
find.
and
Okay,
sort of
here it
throwing
is.
at the steep up. He seems
Michelle,
to be
I'm gonna send you the
drinking a
link.
little bit more. I don't know if James
in Messenger.
actually
Hold on.
talked about divorce, but they were talking to their own families and friends separately and disclosing that they didn't see a future for this relationship. They were thinking about the end.
That's so, you know.
I just sent you the link real
I
quick.
said, you just don't look happy. She said, it's tough. And I said, well, if it doesn't work, get a divorce, get on. Get on.
Did you think she should get on with that?
100%.
Why?
And then Ryan said, I have to say it's a competition because we make it that way. And society had dictated that someone has to be on top. And if not, you're then weak.
Slight. He felt.
What's what you think about that?
And when you're a narcissist, there's nothing.
I'm curious
The witness said James was all
to what
about
he said.
James. He was always worried about his public perception, his persona, how he and his reputation stood in the community.
Is James, and after they're trying to figure things out, James is secretly beginning to text Alexander, Steve's ex-wife. And not just texting, but like
There's a whole bunch of hats in there.
Hello.
you know, the aftermath of what happened.
Okay, did you understand what I said?
Hey, Michelle, you can repeat it.
No, I mean it is a competition
But she wanted
that
him.
society has dictated to us that someone has to be on top,
He told her.
and
That's what Lester said too. Yeah.
but as a man, we're taught to be. We have to be on top, and if we're not on top, then I believe or I feel that women of today will consider a man and weak.
You Google search, you know, how much does it cost to get a certain
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I do like a man to lead. I don't think that I feel like some women feel like if a man leads, then it makes them look, like you said, it's kind of a competition, like it makes them look weak. Because even sometimes the friends will say something to him like, she do everything he say to do, and stuff like that. And then it's looked at like it's a weakness because that woman does what her husband or her man is telling her to do, when actually that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and that goes to say too, with the man leading the woman, if he's leading the right way, she will follow.
But you know who's taught her how to know whether leading the right way or the wrong.
I mean, that's a true point too. He said, who has taught her
with limited trace
how
to
follow what's right or what's wrong?
Because that is a window into their mind.
True.
She sent her a series of texts imploring her to go get gas because it was a gas for the snowball. But you have to do.
We can look at this biblically, spiritually, and what the world says. The world says that women are strong; they're more powerful than men. Okay, we go back to the 70s when 70s on up, where society dictated that the black man is no good.
Right.
He's not responsible. He's not. He doesn't take care of his family. He makes babies and run away. And so to now, in today's session, women are not trying to hear that no more. They're hearing that they're all powerful. They can do whatever a man does. They bigger and better than everybody. So when you do get a good man, are you willing to follow that man? But because he's not at the level you're at, look down.
Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes.
But do you think too part of that is how it's been projected to like on TV, like the media, how the media projects it too, because that's all you see now is women empowerment. And my mom, because I've had this discussion with my mom, and she said she thinks part of that started during the women's movement. Like during their time when they had the women's movement, this is when that kind of started, especially with Black women.
Yes. Because if you go back and you look, when they did the feminist movement, that's when everything moved from really family and God. So we stopped following because now everybody's empowerment. And so now if you start thinking about it, we're really saying that we're more powerful than God, what God is saying for us to do.
Yeah.
He put the man first for a reason. And then he said the woman, he didn't say she was lacking or slacking. She said, God said, that is your helpmate. But in the feminist movement, we have taken it to where, no, you don't need that man. I can do better than him. So see, everything is out of order right now. Everything is out of order. And if you go back and look, when we had the grandmothers and the grandfathers and the men that surrounded us, they showed us the way. They taught us. But now, who is guiding the people? Who is guiding these kids out here? Society, the internet. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Nope.
So we're getting away from how we were taught. We're letting the internet, society raise our kids instead of us doing what we're supposed to do.
True. I agree with that. I definitely
so
agree
really
with
we
that.
can't fault the kids. We can't really fault the kids because it's our position to do that. But we have fed into what society is saying that we should do. It goes back to, I don't know if you remember when they used to say Dr. Seuss. You let the
Doctor
books
Who?
teach your kids instead of you teaching your kids the
Oh
books.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I don't know if a lot of people understand that, but we're letting the what's it, Grand Theft Auto and all this other stuff teach our kids. We're not taking the time because we're so busy on the internet and trying to be out in the clubs and stay young. We're not doing our due diligence in teaching the kids.
Right.
You know, I can say I taught my son and my daughter how to make it in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now as they're grown, they got to do it on their own. But you can't say that I did not teach you.
Correct.
None of them say I did not teach them. But now we got
Right.
kids thinking that YouTube, Facebook, Instagram is the be no do.
Sudden drop in temperatures and
You know, one of
And
the
then
parents
I
gonna
feel
say,
like
you know what?
too.
Start sitting down. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say too. I feel like some of these kids they don't want to listen. Like it's like they don't respect what we say either. It's like they have to learn the hard way. Whereas us, I feel like with our generation, we might have been, because I know I was kind of stubborn when I was younger, and I might have told my mama, like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But deep down, I was really listening. I just didn't want to give her the satisfaction of letting her know that I was listening. But I feel like these kids now, they don't try to listen. Like some of them don't.
No, some of them don't do that, you know. But the thing is, as a parent, do we just
You
give
still
up, or
you
do we,
still teach them.
or do we
You
find a
still
way?
teach them. Yeah, you have
You know,
to
do we
find
find
a
a way? And a lot of times, not to cut you off, but a lot of times we are supposed to be the example.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being the right example?
Yep.
You know, we as adults, we're on Facebook and social media and getting questions answered or asked or whatever. And our kids see us spending more time on social media doing this. What are they going to do? They go by what they see.
All over his home.
You know, back in our day, we didn't have the social media thing. You know, we had friends, we had
women
family members.
outside.
We had all of that to go to.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, we
and we
outside
was
till the street lights
outside.
start warming up. You know, but now we come home and our kids are what, on the phone, on the computer, just looking at a computer all day. Do we engage in any of the thought process? You know, me, I was raised by my grandmother. So I very seldom look at TV or I'm on the internet because I know I believe in me.
You have video.
Okay, I don't need Instagram or Pop Rock or whatever they got out here to teach me anything. I don't. Because my grandmother taught me how to believe in myself. So that I don't need the outside world to tell me how to feel about myself.
Feel myself. Yeah. And I think a lot of that goes with people just having low self-esteem and stuff too. Like some of these kids don't have nobody encouraging them like that. So they do look to social media for that encouragement or that justification that they feel like they need because they don't have nobody speaking life into them. They don't have nobody speaking positive thoughts into them or saying positive things or saying you're beautiful, you could do this, you could do that. You know, they need those affirmations and they looking for them on the internet.
Okay, but then that goes back. Is it the fault of the children of today or is it the parents?
Oh no, it's definitely the parents. But then you have some kids that don't have no parents too. You know what I mean? Like some kids are being raised by their grandparents.
Yeah, but the old saying it takes a village.
Oh yeah. But I don't think like today, I think about like when I was younger, we really had like real villages for real. I can remember in the summer times going to visit my grandparents. And what's crazy is it was such a village that I could literally go to my cousin's class reunion and everybody knew me at that class reunion. So definitely. Definitely takes a village. Wes, you said you blame society. I think we lost them.
And so you knew that there'd be cameras on that route.
There's cameras over today. It's a typical thing that we do. Is one-on-one in policing to do cameras and talk to people. See if we can.
So we are approaching.
So we got picked up on.
No, I was just asking you what you thought about it. But so since it's getting close time, a lot of what he said was true. I just feel like there's a lot of healing that needs to go on in the Black community, and it starts with us. And we gotta figure out a way to turn this around. Definitely. Okay, he said he's trying to reconnect. But yeah, it definitely takes a village. I remember me having a village. For real, for real.
Which is perfect for him.
And they held us accountable too. That's when the whole neighborhood could whoop you. I don't know if anybody else went through that, but the whole neighborhood could whoop you over. If you got in trouble.
To be sure, but cases tend to turn on first-person accounts from a witness. And now, investigators are about to hear a story from the Schwann's 9-year-old son about the last time he saw his mother. She asked for a phone.
I was trying to wait for them to jump back on. They said they was trying to come back on. It's some apologies that need to be given out in our community. True that.
Living with thyroid eye disease, I didn't realize how much my bulging eyes and double vision were holding me back. But then my doctor recommended Tepezza.
I don't know. I've heard people say it's too late for us. It's too late to get things back on track. But I don't know. Me personally, I believe anything is possible with the good Lord.
Tell your doctor right away if you have high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, redness of the face, or feeling hot, difficulty breathing.
Anything is possible.
Tepezza can raise blood sugar even if you don't have diabetes, and may worsen inflammatory bowel disease even if you haven't been diagnosed with it. Tepezza may cause severe hearing problems, including hearing loss, which may be permanent. Tell your doctor if you have any hearing or if you are pregnant or planning to be.
We are approaching 2 hours. I don't know if they're going to jump back on. They probably trying to, but I kind of wanted to close out a little bit saying tonight wasn't about proving who's wrong or right.
And those who rallied to bring back ravioli portobello. We're obsessed.
We take into correction as a negative. We definitely did. Definitely did. But we got to figure it out and get back to being whole again. We got to. And so tonight wasn't about proving who's right. It wasn't about defending pride. It was about recognizing that many of us walk into relationships carrying history or baggage, trauma, pride, and fear, and expecting connection to fix what healing requires. Black love is not broken. It is burdened. It's burdened by survival. It's burdened by misunderstanding. It's burdened by ego, burdened by fear. But burdens can be lifted. Healing doesn't begin when you find that perfect partner. It begins when you become emotionally accountable for the energy you bring into the room. If something tonight triggered you, sit with it. If something resonated, grow from it. If you truly want safe love, you have to become safe love. If you want emotional depth, you need to practice emotional literacy. Connection doesn't fail because we don't love. It fails because we don't always know how to feel safely with each other, and that can change. Thank you for spending this time with me here at Rooted Conversations tonight. I really appreciate it. Everyone who joined, commented, contributed something to the conversation tonight. If something resonated, sit with it. If something challenged you, I hope you grow from it. And if something affirmed you, I hope you carry it forward. This space was about accountability. It's about healing. It's about becoming more emotionally aware on purpose. So if you enjoyed tonight's conversation, please be sure to like, follow, subscribe, share it to someone else who you think will value or grow from a meaningful dialogue. Also know that every Friday I go live at 8:30. And so try to stay connected every Friday so that we can discuss different topics, because I truly, truly enjoyed the conversation. So until next time that we meet, stay rooted, stay reflective, stay grounded, and keep growing. This is Rooted Conversations, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciated everyone's contributions. And have a good night, and have enjoy your weekends if you're off. Until next time, see you later.